devolved responsibility. In a herd or a nest or a swarm, you're just one of the numbers. But a family consciousness is an interpersonal relationship. Recognized. It's a higher level of consciousness and organization. Can you see that? Actually, it started here, but it didn't really come about fully. It was developed over this 41 million years up to 3.2 million years ago. That's when it was fully established. Next cycle started 2 million years ago. This was the beginning of what's called the tribal cycle. Yes?
Well, the 41 divided by 13, does that equal to 3.2 again?
No, it's actually, yes, excuse me, 3.2 million years, yes. Each one of the days and nights was 3.2 million years. Yes?
I can see, like, okay, started at 16.4.
820 million.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
but so it started 16.4 million years ago, and each billion, and each day was 1.26 billion, and each night was 1.26 billion. So if we take, okay, I see where we get the 820. I couldn't figure out where the 820 came from, but
Okay.
I just, as I was asking my question, the answer came.
Let me make this really clear right here. We're still living in this 1.26 billion years. That consciousness, cellular consciousness, is still going on, isn't it? You want to test it? Pinch yourself. Ah, I felt that. The physical being registered that. That is cellular consciousness. Ow. Or ooh. It's still running. Okay? Here, this 820 million years, we're still living in this 63.4 million years. Are you mammals? Were you live birth with the placenta and everything? Then this is still working. This family relationship, this individual recognition, it's still operating. We're still living in this 3.2 million years. These are all found like a wafer, and foundations like a wafer of consciousness that is building and building, and we're going to see some special stuff. This tribal cycle started 2 million years ago. Now, the Maya didn't know that Lucy showed up 2 million years ago. We know that Lucy, that's Australopithecus, showed up 2 million years ago. A tailless ape. Our most distant, more or less direct ancestor. Showed up 2 million years ago. Coincidence? Oh, probably. These 2 million years are divided by 13, 160,000 years to each day and night. So each one of these intentions lasted for 160,000 years, then it went to another intention, and that intention carried forward. And that intention were the steps of evolution. Consciousness, there is, I think everybody agrees here, there's a cascade of events. And it goes like this. It goes consciousness first, light second, thought, then manifestation. Consciousness, light, thought, manifest. These are the intents of creation that are followed by the light that becomes the thought. that then becomes physically manifest. Okay, here's the next cycle started 102,000 years ago. That weight's getting lighter, isn't it? 102,000 ain't so bad. This is called the cultural cycle. Because this 102,000 years brought about our cultures. 8,000 years. Every 8,000 years, there was a change of intention. Here, in 3115 BC, that's about 5,116 years ago, we started a new cycle called the national consciousness. As an interesting coincidence, that line right there is the birth of Egypt, where King Minos married the upper and lower Nile cultures into the first nation. First idea of nation. And these stages changed every 400 years. Actually, every 397 years, but I rounded it up. Every 400 years, people changed their minds. I mean, you realize that back in this time period, everybody wore the same style of clothes, drove the same style of car, ate off the same pattern of pottery for 400 years before it changed. You talk to an archaeologist, they'll tell you all about this. That's their job, is counting pots. And what date that pot came from is due to the pattern. And they only change once every 400 years. Everybody, grandpa, dad, mom, sister, brother, all thought the same way. There was not the diversity that we have today. Planetary cycle. (1755) is when it started. AD. The planetary cycle. And its time scale, all of these different individual intentions, changed every 19.7 years. This was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. And since things have changed every 20 years or so, we are still living in these 20 years. The galactic consciousness started January 5th, 1999. January 5th, 1999 was that line right there. And now, these consciousnesses are shifting every 360 days.
And they do, you can feel it.
Of course you can. The next cycle, the last cycle, the universal cycle, will start February 10th, 2011. This whole cycle will be 260 days long. The whole cycle. The universal cycle starts February 10th, 2011, and it runs for a total of 260 days, right up to October 28th, 2011. October 28th, 2011. That is when all of these cycles, this one and this one and this one and this one and this one, all come to some sort of an end. And you're not leaving here without knowing what's going to happen.
Thank you.
In general. You're all individuals. You have to keep that into perspective. During this cycle, the same amount of changes that are changing every 360 days will be changing in every 20 days. And you got the overall idea here. There seems to be some sort of an acceleration. I want to go through, now that we've got the general idea, I want to go through this one more time and give you a little bit more detail. Okay? I'm going to get a different color pen and everything. Here we go. Let's take a look at what these intentions actually mean or how they manifest. And we're not going to go through them all because that we'd be here until next week. But what we will do, read the book. Please. Read the book for further detail. It's all there. We're just going to scratch the surface, okay? Cellular cycle. This whole deal, by the way, is sort of like it's like a semi-truck, like a big triple semi-truck. You ever seen those? What are they hauling in that? Potato chips? I hope. I mean, three trailers. Looks like a mini train going down the street. Well, okay. Here's all of creation sitting in a parking lot, fully loaded in 3 trailers or so. Well, you start off slow, don't you? You start off slow, and you get going faster and faster, and then pretty soon, you get going as fast as you can in first gear. Then what do? You shift. Actually, the first thing you do is you put in the clutch. And then you reach for another gear. And then you let the clutch back out. And you keep accelerating. Right? Okay. Well, here you start off dead slow. And you go faster and faster and faster and faster. All the way up until the 5th day. Now, on the 5th day, you're going as fast as you can possibly go in this gear. That's when the clutch goes in, during the 5th night. Then you reach for a new gear. Then you let the clutch back out. Then you accelerate in the next gear. Does that make sense? Okay, now let's look at how this goes. We'll just talk about the 5th day, because the 5th day is really dramatic in all these cycles. Here we are. This is the 5th day of the cellular cycle. Now, this is 6.5 billion years ago or so. And what was happening right then is the development of our solar system. It was the birthday of our solar system. And right here, during the 5th night, this is about 5 to 4.5 billion years ago or so, something very special happened.